Good morning, boys and girls. Today we're going to take a look at a new strategy to multiply multi-digit numbers. It's called partial products, and what it does is it breaks up our numbers into parts. So what we're going to do is break up our numbers into parts, multiply them, which is the products piece, and then we're going to add them all together for our final answer. Now, I really like this method because it really emphasizes our place values and strengthens your number sense as a result. So we're going to go ahead and break down our numbers into expanded form. So if we take a look at 32, we know that's 30 plus 2, 3 sets of 10 plus 2 ones. So this problem is exactly the same thing as 9 times 30 plus 2. And we learned about the distributive property, which is really what's going on here behind the scenes with partial products. So what we're going to be doing is breaking up our numbers, our multi-digit numbers, so the ones that have more than one digit, into expanded form. So again, that's 30 plus 2, and we're multiplying that by 9. So what we're going to do is we need to multiply all of these pieces together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 9 times 2, which gives me 18. Now we're not regrouping here. That's a different method. With partial products, we're just breaking it down into pieces and we'll add it all up at the end. And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply the 9 by 30, because this 3 here is not just a 3. That's not just 3 single things. That's 3 sets of 10. Because this is my tens column. So when you're multiplying the 9 by the 3, it's not just 9 times 3. It is 9 times 30. 9 times 30 is equivalent to, okay, and we talked about how we can multiply by multiples of 10. If I have a 0, I'm going to have 1 0 in my answer. 9 times 3 is 27. And we have to be careful to make sure we line everything up. And then we go ahead and add for our final answer. So we have 8, 8, 2. And that is our product. Whoops. 288. Let's do another example with some bigger numbers. 475. 475, let's break that up into expanded form. Well, that's 400 plus 70 plus 5. And we're going to multiply all of those numbers by 3. So let's go ahead and take it piece by piece. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply 3 by 5, 3 ones by 5 ones, and I get 15. Oops, sorry, let me slide that up. Next, I'm going to go ahead and multiply 3 by 70 again, because that 7 here is not just 7, it's 7D because it's in the tens place. So now we're going to multiply 3 by 70. 3 times 7 is 21, and I'm going to add a 0 at the end. And lastly, I'm going to multiply the 3 by 400. Because again, that 4 is not just 4, it's 400. It's in the hundreds place value. I'm going to have 2 zeros in my product. 3 times 4 is 12. And we need to be careful and make sure we line everything up. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. And 1. And that is your final product. And let's do this process one more time with a bigger number. And all we're doing with bigger numbers just means that we have to repeat this process more times. So I've got, 47,382. Let's break that up into expanded form. That's going to be 40,000 plus 7,000 plus 300 plus 80 plus 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and multiply that by 5. I'm going to take it piece by piece, and I'm just going to make sure I multiply the 5 to all of these pieces here. 5 times 2 gives me 10. I'm going to go ahead and multiply 5 by 80. got 1 0. I'm going to put a 0. 5 times 8 is 40. Now I'm going to multiply the 5 by the 300. 2 zeros. 5 times 3 is 15. And again, if you're not familiar with this method, I encourage you to look back to our notes where we learned how to multiply by multiples of 10. I'm going to go ahead and multiply the 5 to the 7,000. I have 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3 zeros. 5 times 7 is 35. And my last piece here, I'm going to multiply 5 by 40,000. I have 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 times 4 is 20. And our last step is to go ahead and add all those numbers up. Got a whole column of zeros. 1, 9, 6, 3, 2. Work my way in. Every 3 digits we place a comma.